The Bullets fever thing, it has to be growing, right?
I would
has
think.
to be.
Well,
Was there 17 out of 20
Was
now.
there a boat race somewhere downtown yesterday?
Well, you know what they did?
Full-on boat race.
They stepped on their throats, and they never really let up.
And then they said, Russ, you don't have to keep playing. This game is over.
Yeah, you just said.
We're just saving you.
Barkley called it at halftime. I mean, he said it before the game. I didn't see his comments before the game, but he's like, they have no chance. After the emotional letdown, they have no chance. The way Wall and Beal are playing, they just have no chance.
And I'm fine with an emotional letdown pummeling of the Thunder. I don't care that they mailed it in after beating the Cavs and getting smoked by Golden State. I'm fine with it.
I only watched the first quarter, but Westbrook didn't look like he even wanted to be in the building.
Well, he had a lot of energy, I thought.
Early, maybe, but I mean, he probably had his second or third worst game of the year.
I noticed he had a scowl on his face. He looks like an angry
He's
young
an
man.
angry dude. He's an angry dude.
Yeah. Well, I
They're
don't watch him every game.
24-7 at home. 24-7.
Wiz, yeah.
They're taking care of business at home.
I think they had 22 wins at home last year.
And their starters all were in double figures before the fourth quarter. Their starting five is just rolling. If they could just get one more piece on the bench.
I agree.
Well, they shot 58%. They hit 13 threes. Bradley Beal hit 6 of 7 from 3. Morris didn't miss a 3.
Morris hitting those threes is big. That addition has been huge. I remember when we brought him in, I was like, I don't know if I love this guy.
Yeah,
just
he's
from the
gotten
attitude
better.
stuff. But
He's
he's
gotten
just he's. I mean, was he hitting threes like that when he was in Phoenix? Was that his bit?
I can't remember.
Was he that much of like a? He's basically playing that stretch 4.
Yeah, I doubt he was that good. I don't even know what his percentage
I
is.
was just all worried about him being an ass. I just thought he'd hit like
he's hitting
17-footers.
He's hitting 36%.
Their starting five, though, they come out flying sometimes. They had 38 points against New York. That was just a couple weeks ago. 38 points in this first quarter. Yeah. If only the starting five could play 48 minutes.
They had 22 points in like the first I think they started the first. They were 9 for 9.
Is it possible?
First 9 shots.
Yeah. For Coach Scotty Brooks to work on their endurance so they play the entire game and they never go to the bench.
Well, here's the great thing.
Doing a bit.
So Beal played only 23 minutes. That's good.
That helps.
That's like 11 or 12 minutes off his average. John played 30, which is 4 or 5 off his average. So that was good. Almost a night off for the boys. And Otto is cakes trending towards a max player.
Yeah, it just seems that way.
You have 18 for 12. You lead the NBA threes.
His resume, he's going to put in a pretty nice resume when he asks for the max money.
Can you have 3 max players on
I
your
don't
team?
know. Well, the Heat did
Not
back
sure.
in the day, didn't they? The Heat did, right?
Yeah, I think in terms of annual salary.
Yeah, so there's got to be a way.
But it seemed like LeBron was always signing like 2-year deals, 1 and 2-year deals.
Hey, Golden State's found a way to pay Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant, Draymond Green. You find a way.
I think you can do it. You got to have some doo-doos on the bench. They have plenty of doo-doo on the bench. Although your boy Trey Burke was pretty solid.
He'll have a game every 10, 15 games.
I don't know how well he shoots it. I know in college he did.
Yeah.
But he finishes pretty well around the basket. I was impressed with the way he finishes, even though he's little.
He is tiny.
It's an impressive run for these Wizards. Start off the year 2-8. They're now 33-21.
Although
they're in the
at
3
what
spot.
point of that game did Oklahoma City just mail it in?
Probably third quarter.
Yeah, early third quarter.
Third quarter.
Yeah, I mean, because they were down 15 at half, something like that. And then they got outscored by 15 in the third.
But the difference between OKC and the Wizards, and OKC is a pretty good team, is that if Westbrook doesn't shoot well, they lose. John Wall can shoot poorly, and he didn't shoot great yesterday. I think he finished 4 for 10 from the field, something like that. They can still win because he's a pass first.
Well, no one shot the ball well yesterday for Oklahoma City.
He's also
Depot only had 6, and he was coming home.
Yeah,
they were 7 for 34 from threes. Poopy.
Well, let's be honest. Outside of Westbrook and maybe Adams when he's healthy, it's a pretty garbage roster. Okay, Depot, I'll give you him too. But outside of those guys,
that's why Westbrook's probably going to win the MVP,
right?
Because he's averaging triple-double and he's carrying a poo-poo team, carrying them to a playoff spot.
Well, what do we have now in terms of the schedule, Cakes? Who do we have next up? The Pacers?
The Pacers, I believe.
We have the Pacers.
Which, if everything holds according to where the records are now, that would be your first-round playoff matchup. 3 versus 6.
Pacers.
But the Wizards are not that far behind the Celtics.
Right.
I think 2.5 games behind the Celtics, who hold the 2 seed. Now, they do have 2 teams chasing them, which are very close, the Hawks and the Raptors. So 2 through 5 are going to be contested spots. But, man, the Wizards starting 5 in particular, rolling, as I said before, they all get to double figures before the fourth quarter starts. And that's not uncommon. The reason they're having these great first quarters is because that's the starting lineup.
So you've got
this is the way the team tends to go. Great start, then the bench comes in and they give up some points and it comes back. Then the third quarter they grab a lead again. Then the bench, and in a typical game, then the bench kind of gives up the lead again, and then they close out the game with the starters strong.
Well, that's probably what most teams do. When you get to the bench, they probably start losing leads.
Right.
So the Wiz play the Pacers, then you got the All-Star break, and then the following Friday is when they play at Philly. That's the game I'll be at.